And there's actually just one more thing on the subject of the word concept in the history of jazz. There was this conversation that Steve Coleman had with Ambrose Akinmusire. Do you know these musicians? So Ambrose Akinmusire is like one of the great trumpet players of the last like 20 years. He's amazing, and he's somebody who's really made an effort to be an artist as well as like a hyper virtuoso and all that stuff. And Steve Coleman is a saxophonist who mentored him and has mentored a lot of other really major figures in the history of kind of like post-Coltrane conceptual creative jazz, kind of playing with a lot of rules, but they're like really complicated rules. And like Steve Coleman's kind of a controversial person, but as a musical thinker, he's pretty significant in the history. There's just this famous conversation where Steve Coleman, like they're on a train and Steve Coleman says to Ambrose Akinmusire, like, hey Ambrose, like what's your concept? And he was asking this to Ambrose when Ambrose was maybe like 22 years old, you know? So Ambrose is like super young, and this is a thing that gets him to like think and elevate himself, because Ambrose talks about this in interviews where he's like, oh, like I realized later that I had never really thought about that before. And so that's cool. There's a history of the word concept meaning something in in jazz history.